You so much for joining me today. This is the first of the three informational webinars we're going to have related to AI Day. So I'm very excited to share this with you. A little bit of context. Today, we're just going to have a big picture overview so you know what the day is going to be about, why it matters, how you can be a part of it. And then, of course, I'll introduce to you what the brand for the event is going to look like. But we're keeping it just about that. And then I'll let you know what the other webinars will also include so you can make plans for who should be participating in those. So I'll get right into it. First is what is our AI Day? So let's have a conversation about that. I know you may have heard it. We pretty much have a day celebrating anything in the United States. AI is no different to that. There is a National AI Day that is celebrated on July 16th every year, but this will be the first time that America's SBDC joins in on the celebration. Part of it is a part of our agreement with Google.org when they gave us that generous funding to leverage AI for our networks. We did agree that we would celebrate a National Small Business AI Day. So we thought instead of creating an additional day out there that we don't need on our calendars, we're just going to join on the National AI Day celebration and have it a part of that. So we're going to call it AI Small Business Day or AI Day, whatever your network decides to go with. But we're going to host it on the same day that everybody does it nationally, which is July 16th. That will help us kind of be part of a larger conversation, and hopefully that maximizes the reach and the attention that this event has. So the whole point of us celebrating this, not only because it's a part of our agreement, we're also taking this as an opportunity for our SBDCs to get more visibility and an opportunity to showcase the big work that's been done. So we know that a lot of networks have had lots of trainings. We just want to highlight all of that work that has been done across the 63 networks, what you've built, how you've served your clients, what's working in your networks. Like I said, this is just a platform so other external partners and potential funders, even policymakers, see the change that we have created over the last year and a half that has been so significant. And because everybody is paying attention to what AI is working like, right, we want to show that SBDCs have been at the forefront of that and what they've been capable of implementing in a safe manner. And then the third thing is, as an association, we just want to continue to position America's SBDC as that national leader. We can carry out these national initiatives in a responsible, practical way. Today is AI, but tomorrow can be something else because we would love, I think all of us would agree, we would love to continue to have partnerships like this that fund us and continue to support the work that we do. So that will be why we're doing AI Day. Now, I know that there's a question of who should be attending. The truth is anyone. This is going to be an event to celebrate what AI has done in the SBDC networks over the last year and a half, but also to showcase to others, like I said, that maybe are not as familiar with SBDCs about the work that you're doing framed with around the topic of AI. So if you have your SBDC staff or your advisors, you want to let them know that this event is happening so maybe they can attend and see, oh, this is what other networks are doing in AI. We could do something similar, kind of spark those ideas for them to also gain some of that exposure to how others are using different tools, how they're approaching their work and advising using AI. And then, of course, to be able to have that chance to represent their network proudly and say, this is how we're been doing it and this is how we're leading as well. If you have your clients, this might be also interesting for them. They're going to learn how advisors have been successfully coaching clients using AI and how continuing that partnership is beneficial for them. So they're going to be able to hear that real success story of how that work with advisors is working and how they should probably not just go off on their own working with AI because the work of an advisor is very valuable. And then they might discover, that there are SBDCs offering AI resources that they weren't aware of and maybe spread the word. So definitely bringing them would be essential. And then the last one, of course, stakeholders and partners. If you find any opportunities to share this with with your host institutions to say, hey, join on this. This is a great opportunity for them to know that we're a worthy investment, that SBDCs are doing some amazing work, implementing new initiatives in something that everybody is talking about, but doesn't really maybe know the implementation steps just yet. But SBDCs are leading that. So hopefully that leads to potential partnership opportunities for you and your centers to start conversations with local partners that maybe want to give you funding for additional training, for other tools to get sponsorships, and then, of course, at the national level as well. Like I told you, the event will happen on July 16th. It's going to be a virtual event for 2 hours. We've scheduled it from 2 to 4 p.m. Eastern time. And the reason for that is so we can get almost everyone on the different time zones participating. If we do it a little bit too early, then it means that our West Coast folks have to come in with their pajamas and kind of jump in to try and participate on a virtual event. So we're trying to be mindful of all those components. And so 2 to 4 seems to be a reasonable time. If you're in a different time zone, then you can plan your own events happening for AI Day before or after that, and then join in on the national conversation. As a brief overview of the agenda, what we're planning is we want to have some panels for SBDC advisors sharing their experiences. It could be about the work that they're doing with clients or the work that they're doing with the centers to increase efficiencies, or how are they using those tools. We're going to have some success story highlights, and we're going to try and do that through some videos, because we believe a lot of the times getting that visual is what helps people understand the value of something. So we're working on developing some of those videos with the information that the networks generously provided us over the last year with success stories. There will be an area for virtual networking. So if you want to chat with others from the network that are also connecting to the event and learning more about them, that's an opportunity to do that. And then a keynote speaker. We want to bring someone that's outside of the SBDC world to kind of give us that view of how they see AI and what it's looking like for small businesses, for people doing this kind of work, to help us validate that what the SBDCs are currently doing is on track with where the movement is going. So that will allow us to have some Q&A, some live chat interaction. So we'll have an opportunity to hear from everyone that is involved in AI as it pertains to SBDC world, and then an external validation. That's kind of like the overview of the day, but it's a 2 hour one, so it'll flow fairly quickly. We'll have panels for SBDCs, potentially panels for small business clients. And then if we can showcase some of those student engagement projects, that would be wonderful. I realize that in July, most students are not enrolled in any classes usually. So we'll try to work around having some of those student highlights maybe through videos, or if we can plan something that can be pre-recorded, that way we can showcase it on that day. That would be wonderful. So, if you want to know how you can participate in this event, it can be as little or as big as you want it to be. We realize that you have many competing priorities and you have many things on your plate. So, we don't want this to become another burden or something else that you have to do. On the contrary, we want this to be an opportunity for your SBDC to utilize this as a visibility tool. With all the ongoing conversations, we really just want to take this as an opportunity for SBDCs to showcase the things that they do best. So we have a couple of suggestions on how you could participate. One could be as simply as joining the virtual summit. You can join in to observe the panels, the keynote, have some networking with folks. It's a 2 hour event. You can consider that professional development. Two, if you want to bring more visibility and more recognition to the work that your SBDC is doing, you can have your own local celebration. And so you can either organize your event before or after. It can be on the day off or a few days, that there's no limit to what you can do around that. But if you're looking for some ideas, you can make student project graduations. We've had some SBDCs that already do that when they finish some project with students and they create like a graduation for them. That can bring a good partnership of opportunities with maybe your host institution and the students. You can also have ceremonies to celebrate those that have received their AI certification and kind of acknowledge them, because they are the staff in your network that kind of carried the torch of AI. So you can do that, or you can do a local showcase of the own work that you're putting together so your clients know about it. But you can certainly host your own local celebration to kind of bring that and mention that we have a national one. But if any of these things also seem very complicated and perhaps not aligned with what you're trying to do right now, All we ask is that you help us spread the word on social media. Just help us by reposting the things that we will be posting on social media. We will have available social media templates for you as well. So if you feel like it would be comfortable for you, maybe customize that with a local success story or showcasing specifically someone in your network that is very connected to the AI work you're doing, then by all means, we want to provide you with all the marketing toolkit for that and just help us spread the word. The goal is that by July 16th, everybody knows that it's AI Day and they connect that ideally with the good work that SBDCs do in that area. So for that, like I was telling you, we did create a branding toolkit. This will work very similar to the way SBDC Day works. We will provide you with a logo, with colors, with templates associated with it for PowerPoints, for social media, for blog posts, and of course, a hashtag. The idea is that we build that momentum in a way that looks similar, but you can customize it as well for your program based on your needs. So this is the logo that you see on screen that has been designed for this day. It's very connected to the Americas SBDC colors. It just added a new palette of colors of, I think it's called fuchsia and magenta. I'm not a marketing expert, but you'll see the colors here in a minute. That's the color palette that we're going with. So it's connected to the brand, yet it has its distinctive color to bringing more modern and, forward thinking. That's the goal of it. So we're going to give you on that day, I'm sorry, by the next webinar, we'll give you all of the items that you'll need for that day for promotion. So you'll have all of the graphics, the colors, the font samples, everything, so you can build your own marketing plan around it. I have this because there will be a sample of what we will get you for the social media so people can start saving the date. Now, I think the next thing that will come up is, well, how do we participate in this? What do I need to do for next time? So the things that will provide you in the toolkit, like I said, it will be all of these things here. But the most important thing is that you know that this is an opportunity for your program to look very good. So I would kindly ask that for next time you start thinking of how do you want to position yourself during this AI day? If you have been very good at, for example, training others, and you have completed lots of trainings for clients or other SBDC advisors, then that's probably something that you want to highlight. If you have had lots of success with students and the projects that they've carried out, then maybe you want to start gathering all that information so you can have it for your celebration and also so you can share it with us. The goal is that this becomes a celebration in your network, and then you just happen to join a national one during the virtual summit. So right now, I've shared with you the overall agenda, but all of those pieces are still in motion. We have some ideas for who we would want for keynote. And of course, because we've received so many success stories from the network, we also have some clues of what would be a good success story to highlight. And we have a good network of folks that are always willing to help and would be wonderful additions to our SBDC panels and small business client panels as well. But I know that it isn't until we ask that we get the best from the network. So if you have an idea or if you think this would be really beneficial and I wish more people knew about it, by all means, please reach out to me and let me know about it. We're still in the works of crafting this agenda, and we would love the opportunity to showcase your network specifically if you believe that would be valuable for others. So if you have wonderful success stories about your students and the projects they've done and how they changed a client's work or something internally, let me know about it, because I do have lots of success stories to read, but maybe I missed it. There's things that not always seem the same on paper as when somebody shares them with you in a conversation. So please share that with us. If you have ideas for small businesses that you would love to share and get them the visibility, I think this is a great opportunity. It's at a national scale. We'll be able to share this with others past the time of the event. So it's a great opportunity for them to get kind of that opportunity to show their business. So definitely keep in mind that the goal is that all of the 63 networks participate in some shape or form. So I would love to hear from you on that. And so I did tell you this is the first webinar of three. The reason why I separated them is because I don't want this to become a very difficult thing to process. I want you to be able to have the time to plan and make decisions so you can make the best event in your network. So the first thing that I would ask before we meet for the next webinar that will be in a month will be to get a conversation going in your center. Talk about this with your leadership or those in charge of the AI initiatives. Have a conversation about what would fit best for your network and what would bring the most benefit to you. Would it be part of just joining the virtual summit, or would you like to have an event of your own? All of those conversations. And then based on that, then you can join in on the future webinars to know what other resources we will provide for that. The next webinar that I will have will also go deep into the communications and what the toolkit has. So if you have a particular communications person or someone that usually handles these matters for you, then you want to loop them in and let them know about this upcoming webinar. Like I said, it will be in a month on May 15th. It's on a Friday, and I'll send you the registration link after we have this meeting so you can share it with anyone that you will find it's relevant for them to attend. The focus on that one, like I said, will be communications, the toolkit, the brand assets, and then we'll go over again the overview of the event. I don't expect anyone to jump on the second webinar to know everything about AI. So we'll do a brief overview and then jump into communications. And then the third thing will be to just mark your calendar. Okay. Don't forget July 16th. To anyone that asks, you were busy that day because you're celebrating AI Day. And then, like I said, register for the second webinar, and I'm hoping to explain more of what will be coming at that time. I think that's it. So I just want to hear from you guys. If you have any questions, any comments, any concerns, this is the opportunity for us to have a conversation about that. And then if you think of something else, also my email is always available, and you can also schedule time to talk with me separately if that works for you best. But right now, if you want to open your mic or you want to put it on the chat, let me know, and I'm happy to answer any questions.
Hi,
Hi,
Diana.
Diana.
This is Beth. Oh, go ahead. I'll go
Hi.
next. I'll go second.
No, I just wanted to know, is this webinar being recorded?
Yes.
Because I just learned late, so I just want to share that with Diana and the other staff member. They didn't know anything until, okay, that's all.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll have a recording of this, and anyone that registered, if they're not in attendance today, they'll get a copy of it as well. But we'll publish it on the website as well, so you can go back to it and watch it.
Okay, thank you.
Hmm.
Diana, you had mentioned the agenda being shaped still. And earlier in the first slide, you said attracting new partners, showcasing even to policymakers that, SBDC is at the forefront of this to support small business. You mentioned a panel. What if we did like a fireside chat or a conversation with one of the elected officials from Washington that helped bring the AI bill forward, or include engaging them in the AI Day live from that 2 to 4 time frame, having
Oh,
them,
thank you for that, Beth. I
yeah, like
love
it's
that.
their AI Day as well as America's SBDC.
Hmm. Yes, thank you for that. It's very interesting you mentioned that because there's another side of this that we're currently working on. We're planning on AI Day in Washington as well, a celebration there. So the goal is that's going to be more of like a luncheon. It's going to be from 12 to 2 in Washington, and then we have our virtual one. So our goal is that these two events will connect, but my goal is to get us all moving into the virtual piece of it, and then April and T are kind of handling the Washington piece. But I love your idea because I do think that they connect, and we want to bring some of that into the mix to say, it's connecting some of those bills. They mention SBDCs by name, so we want to be mindful of that and say, we're a part of it as well. So yes, thank you for that. I
Well,
would
and
love to have that too.
another kind of offshoot of that, if one of the legislators don't feel comfortable doing like an open chat, maybe it's an SBA administrator, maybe it's something from that lens as well. Just something, I'm trying to think of it, how to engage it where it's not just, you know, your SBDC, it's our SBDC part, that sort of thing, engaging them at the forefront.
Yeah, I thank you. I agree with that too. My goal is to also reach out to google.org and see how they want to be a part of this as well, because I assume that the folks with Grow with Google will also want to have a piece in this conversation and show us some of their things. There's an opportunity. We're going to host this on a virtual platform. So it'll work as if you're logging into a virtual summit with like any other event. And so in there, we have the possibility of having potentially an exhibitor booth. So if we have partners that maybe want to have an opportunity to exhibit their things, this is a great chance to do that. So I think this is going to bring a lot of those opportunities together. Thank you. Yeah. Any other questions or comments? Sure thing. I'm going to put my email on the chat for everyone. And if you need to meet with me, I can also give you a link to my Calendly so you can set up something immediately. Let's see, life plan, anything they are incorporating into their software may be interesting to add into the day or sponsor of. I love that idea. That's a great one. Let me write that down so I don't forget. Yeah, the goal is that this event is relevant for SBDCs and outside. So I think an opportunity to have life plan as one of those on the exhibitor booth would be kind of cool. And maybe other of the providers, like the the ones where we store the data, and I'm blanking on their name right now. Um,
Are you thinking of like IBIS World or Profit Center?
Sarah and Center IC.
Oh,
Mhm.
I know
okay.
that they've also
Somebody else.
included some AI tools. Thank you, Kate. But it would be wonderful to have them as part of the exhibitor. So there's a conversation around AI. So them being there for SBDCs and getting all those questions would be really cool.
One other programming piece, and it may be too much to tackle in a 2 hour time frame, but like the lender's view, like SBA lending side or the lender's view of how AI is impacting anything on their end. And maybe it's more of a blog, or maybe it's something more static, or something like that that would, it's just a little bit of a different side of the lending perspective.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I love that. At worst, we can introduce it during the summit, but this can be an ongoing conversation because we do have that opportunity with the live sessions that the AI interest group hosts. So that could be something that we can bring forward. But I love that. If we do pre-recorded sessions for this virtual summit, that might also keep us on time with managing multiple items in the agenda, but that would be very cool for an attendee to get all of this information in a 2 hour session. So thank you for that. I'm making note of all that. Thank you. All righty. I think I don't have any more questions. Yay, Erin is excited for this event. Thank you. We're very excited too. It's the first time that we're doing it. So also I say that to keep in mind that SBDC Day was not built in a day, so AI Day will not be built in a day either. But I have full trust in our network that we will pull something that will make all of us proud and will bring us benefits to showcase the good work that we're doing, as many others need to learn about. So we'll continue to work on this. And for next month on May 16th, like I said, we'll go again over the overview of the event. I'll share any updates that we have about the agenda, if there's anything that I need to update you at that time, and then we'll dive deep into the communications, the toolkit, the brand assets, so you can maximize using those for your network.
Diana, just a thought, is there an opportunity for the special interest groups in addition outside of the AI to help distribute kind of deeper penetration through the network?
Yeah, absolutely. Once we start working on the communications of this, we'll also create sample emails that you can send out in your centers, and so we can continue to disseminate the information. Um, we want everyone to know about AI Day, the best
Fantastic. Thank
day
you
of
for
the
putting this together. That's so
year.
exciting.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is so
excited about
exciting.
this too. Yes, I'll send to all of the registrants the link to the May 16th session. That way it doesn't get lost in the chat for the session only. And then, like I said, a recording of this session will also be sent to you, a link to it, so you can watch it at a later time, or you can share it with somebody else that you need to share this information with. Great. I don't have anything else for you guys. I put it in for an hour because I didn't know how long this would take, but it was very short, so I'm happy to give you that time back. Thank you so much for your attention today, and then we'll see you in a month to continue the conversation. Have a great afternoon, everyone. Bye.